Bell rolls is the reporter thrown into the secretive world of the Forex Super Model, where nothing is as it seems. Beware the techno monk, and steer clear of Professor Code and his two assistants. Give the senior trader a wide berth, and don't expect any sense from the risk manager.
Good morning, I'm Professor Code, and this is the Forex Super Model daily review for Wednesday the 1st of December 2021. Time is coming up to 4:30 in the morning GMT, Asian session coming to close, European session firing up, our lunchtime, North American session. Right, Tuesday the 30th of the 11th then, yesterday's trading day, a negative opposed driver in the pound at -124, front and back door flows mainly going into the euro at plus 102, into the yen at plus 90, and the dollar is a negative rock at -68, activity plus or minus 192. Intra-week then, this is from Monday the 29th, open to about 15 minutes ago. We've got a negative opposed driver in the pound at -148, front and back door flows mainly going into the yen plus 110, into the euro plus 62, and the dollar is a negative rock at -24, activity plus or minus 172. So you can see that the batting order on the negative, pound dollar, is the same, and they're reversed here on the positive. Intraday, this is the Asian session to about 15 minutes ago. We've got a negative opposed driver in the yen at -88, front and back door flows mainly going into the pound at plus 63, into the dollar at plus 26, and the euro is the negative rock at -1, activity plus or minus 89. So we'll stop there, right up the flow. Right, we're printing up the flows then. So the euro is weak except against the Swiss and the yen. The yen is weak across the board. The pound strong except against the CAD, the AUD, the NZD, commodity currencies. The Swiss is weak except against the yen. The CAD is strong except against the NZD, the AUD. The AUD is strong except against the NZD. The NZD is strong across the board, and the dollar is weak except against the Swiss, the euro, and the yen. So what have we got? We've got yen weakness across the board. NZD strength across the board, so that's weak, strong. We've got AUD, secondary AUD strength, and we've got secondary Swiss weakness. So that's fairly classic risk on. Sorry. You've got Swiss and yen being the weak, and NZD and AUD strong. So what's going to knock it about, or has knocked it about? Well, AUD, we've had positive AUD GDP. We've got German retail sales to come, and US ADP employment report to come as well, which is the start of the sort of NFP phase for the week. Right, so stop it there and write up the asset classes. Right, we've written up the asset classes then. So US dollar index has come off 0.24, 24% from the modelled high. Gold's at half marks. Oil's pretty 0.29 from the floor, so it's 29% above the model floor, quite weak. Wall Street, S&P Tech, they've all got this break, and they've come off. Wall Street 0.29 from the highs, so it's come off nearly 30%. S&P 0.19, nearly 20%, and the Tech 0.13, 13%. So we're looking at the batting order is weakness is Wall Street, S&P Tech. US 10-year in the bund, remember this is the price. US 10-year 0.40 from the floor, so it's it's below half marks, so yields are just slightly strong, and the bund is right at the top of the range of the price, so yields are pretty weak. So you've got a divergence there between US and European yields. Copper's chopping about 0.33 from the high, third off the model high, and US steel is a third off the model floor, 0.31. So let's just do the final analysis then. So we're getting a fair bit of noise out of the market at the moment. We're getting like Fed increase the speed of taper noise. We're getting negative vaccine noises. It's all sort of setting the scene for risk off pretty much recently. Dollar, euro, yen, pound, CAD, AUD, NZD, Swiss. Right, so we've got this ADP report coming out in the dollar. The dollar's come off, what about 24%, 25%. So the dollar's relatively soft. And if you look at the Asian flows in the majors, you've got yen, euro, dollar, pound, on the negative and the positive. Now that the yen's negatively driving in the opposed manner, and we're likely to see an equity positive transmission off the back of that. Normally in full risk off you get the dollar being weak and the euro being strong. So the euro is pretty neutral at -1. So there's something of interest there. The commodity currencies are showing the way to a certain degree. AUD and the NZD are sort of full risk on mode. AUD had some positive data out earlier this morning, so you could sort of say that's a reaction to that. But so you've got this slight question mark here over the euro and the dollar, and that's probably off the back of this ADP report to come out. So that's where we are really. Assuming that we get a decent ADP report, then the market's going to probably go full risk on with all the usual transmissions. Yen weakness, dollar weakness, but then you've got this taper issue with the dollar. So the dollar's come off about 26% anyway. So there's a question mark there as well. So you might get risk on with yen weakness, dollar strength, and then you're going to have this peculiar arrangement with the euro staying fairly neutral and the pound probably coming up. So anyway, that's the best we can do for you this morning. Hope that was useful. See you tomorrow for the daily briefing. Goodbye.